don't stress out about it. Don't freak out. It'll all work out in the long run, okay? If you like the video, please comment below, put in your questions. If you can share the video, it would be wonderful. I'd like to grow the YouTube channel if possible. And yeah, I do appreciate everyone that watches this. Hey everybody, today I am talking to you about a few topics that have come up based on my last video. And thank you for all the comments, for all the likes, and the messages that I've received. You guys are all so very kind, and I do appreciate it. So today I thought, oh my gosh, sorry, it's really, really bright. But I just thought I'd kind of take my glasses off so you can kind of actually see me. Okay, so one of the questions that I received that I wanted to make sure people understood was, yes, I am vegan, and yes, you can be low carb vegan. It is possible, and it takes a little bit of planning to make sure that you've got it in place. However, it can be done. Like if you're like some of the foods, okay, because people ask me, you know, what do I eat, right? I eat broccoli. I'll eat cauliflower. I'll have spinach, right? I'll have Brazil nuts, pecans, macadamia, hazelnut. And I make sure that, yes, they do have carbs in them, but I got to keep it low. Now, am I staying in a ketosis mode? No, I'm not. However, the majority of my food that I have is high fat, right? I also have pumpkin seeds. In addition to that, I eat, quite a bit of avocados. Coconut oil I use in a lot of any cooking that I do. Olive oil, just like high fats. So that was just one thing I wanted to share with you all, right? It can be done, and in the video I'll link or actually I'll put down in the comments, what I eat in a day, so you have a better idea. The other thing I wanted to talk about was, some people have said, I've regressed in my training. I'm not seeing improvements in my training. And, this past week, I have noticed in my training, or in the last maybe 2 weeks, I've seen not so much a regression, but a blip. And what I'm going to say to you is, don't sweat the small stuff. My work, being a real estate agent, it can be very stressful, right? Being self-employed, doing a lot of showings, houses, a lot of appointments late at night, trying to make sure that I'm eating healthy throughout the day, making sure I get family time, making sure I get time to myself. There's a lot going on. So my time management's got to be spot on. If not, things fall apart. Like in the last couple of weeks, things kind of fell apart, and I started to get quite, anxious. And I find that when that happens, my heart rate kind of starts to rise, and I don't get the runs that, I have been getting in the past. So just know, don't sweat it, man. It's okay. Everything will be worked out. It's just a blip in the road. Stay true to the pace. Slow it down if you need to on stressful weeks, right? Everything will work out, okay? It's not a race. You'll get there, okay? I get 3 was, how do I fit 2 hours of training in a day? Well, being a real estate agent, I get to kind of pick my hours, and I tend to do my runs in the morning, so it's not so difficult. However, I have clients of mine who work 9-to-5 jobs and who have turned to me and said, "Hey, look, I want to get into running. How can I do this?" And I say, okay, set your alarm, wake up earlier, go out for a run. You don't need to go on a trail run and drive somewhere. Just do it locally, right? You can do it right out your front door. Go out and run for half an hour, right? Work your way up to 45 minutes and then an hour, and just keep doing that, right? Go to bed earlier. Don't, binge on Netflix, right? Because that's a big thing. Or binge on YouTube, right? So here we are on YouTube, and, I've got your time right now. And what I'm saying is get out and do your run and make sure you get your sleep in there, okay? If you can negotiate some time with your boss and maybe take a 2-hour lunch break and stay an extra hour late at night, maybe do that. Or maybe negotiate going in an hour later in the morning, right? Maybe that'll work out. Or whatever. Or at work, go and do your run. Like, get changed at work, go out and run for an hour, come back in and then drive home, right? You can do this, right? If it's important to you, you can do it. The other question was, do I take water and nutrition when I go out for a run? And the answer is no, I don't do either. I've thought about bringing a water bottle with me, but it's winter and it freezes, and well, it doesn't freeze, but my hands, I got gloves, and my hands are a little bit colder when I have a water bottle in. It's excuses. I don't bother. I'm out for 2 hours. I just run. I drink a cup before I go out. I run. I come back, and then I hydrate, and and whatever. It's all good. I guess there was another question. Intermittent fasting. How long do you intermittent fast for? Well, I typically intermittent fast for about 18 hours, and then I have a 6-hour eating window, right? So typically it ranges. It's either 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock I'll eat in the afternoon, but I've got like 6-hour window, okay? So it's either, 2 to 8 or 1 to 7, right? And that's basically what I do. But I drink a lot throughout the day, right? And it's not just water. Sometimes I'll throw in some sea salt, lemon juice. Sometimes I'll put in a drop of lemon oil, right? doTERRA lemon oil I'll put in. So those are some things that I do. What was the other one? Okay, here's one for you. Some people operate really, really good on a short amount of hours. Like, I know some friends who are running MAF and they get 6 hours sleep, but if they start sleeping 9 hours, they start to see some differences in their runs. I don't know what it is, but my sweet spot is around 8 hours, right? 7.5, 8 hours. I notice if I get, a little bit more, if I start going into the 9-hour range or 9.5-hour range, my runs, they're not as good as they are if I'm getting around, the 8-hour. But anyways, I mean, it's different for everybody, right? But these are just some of the experiences that I've gone through. Does weather affect your MAF pace? And I'm gonna say yes. It can be all over the place. Like today, it's beautiful. It's sunny. It's -4 right now, Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, I'll post it on the screen. My heart rate was 138 today when I was out for my run. I don't even know what my pace was. I just finished. It just goes. I don't really care about what my pace is. That's what my heart rate said I was, and that's what I was going to do. So, yeah, wind. I mean, I've had like the last couple of days, the headwind has been crazy long. Like, it hammered me really, really bad. So just know that your weather conditions can really, really affect your heart rate. So don't stress out about it. Don't freak out. It'll all work out in the long run, okay? That, guys, those are the questions that I had people ask. I'm gonna go. I wish you all the best in your MAF training.